Try turning off every notification on your phone right now. If you feel an irresistible urge to check whether there's a new message or you're afraid you might miss something on social media in the next few minutes, then congratulations, you are living proof of what we're about to dissect. In previous podcast episodes, we talked about the slavery of debt, but that was only the outer layer of the chains. Today, we go deeper into a more sophisticated invasion, more brutal, more existential, the invasion of your own mind. Modern society no longer craves your land or your gold the way it did in medieval times. What the empires of Industry 4.0 truly hunger for is your attention. Welcome to the era of the attention economy, where your brain is no longer your private property. It has become an open-pit mine being exploited 24/7 by the tech giants. Welcome to the real world where you'll hear truths society doesn't want you to know. The gold rush inside your skull when you are no longer the user. There's a saying that has become a classic in Silicon Valley: if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. But the truth is even more ruthless than that. You are no longer the product. The product is the gradual, almost unnoticeable change in your behavior and perception. You are in fact raw material, the ore from which corporations extract a new kind of oil for the 21st century attention data. Look at giants like Meta with Facebook and Instagram, Google with YouTube, or ByteDance with TikTok. They offer you incredible tools for communication and entertainment, completely free, right? But the price of that free is paid with the most valuable things a human being possesses: time and the ability to focus. Every second you stare at the screen, every swipe, every like is a unit of energy feeding their money-making machine. Your attention is packaged and resold to the highest bidders, advertisers, politicians, or anyone who wants to manipulate your behavior. You think you're using social media to connect? Not so fast. Social media is using you to keep algorithms alive. You are standing in a war that requires no physical force, where thousands of the most talented engineers and the world's top behavioral psychologists sit behind computer screens in California or Beijing, doing one thing: figuring out how to keep you looking at the screen for one more second. This is an invasion without gunfire, yet it leaves heavy consequences: the erosion of personal identity and the collapse of independent thinking. Dopamine, the pocket-sized slot machine. To understand how they mine your brain, we need to talk about dopamine, the chemical of excitement and reward-seeking. Tech companies have turned your phone into a mobile slot machine that sits right in your pocket. Watch what happens when you swipe to refresh new content. Why does it feel so addictive? Because it's built on a psychological mechanism called variable reward, a famous experiment by Skinner on rats. If a rat presses a lever and always gets food, it will press only when it's hungry. But if sometimes it gets food and sometimes it doesn't, it becomes obsessed and presses non-stop. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are those levers. Every time you scroll, you don't know what you'll get. Maybe a beautiful photo, a shocking headline, or a flattering comment. That uncertainty stimulates the brain, continuously releases dopamine, and traps you in endless seeking. You don't scroll because the content is good. You scroll because you're waiting for a chemical hit in your brain. App designers call this addictive design. They deliberately create red notification dots because red triggers the ancestral alarm response. They create short-form videos, shorts reels with fast cuts to break deep focus, forcing the brain to constantly process new information in a mild state of stimulation. They don't need to mine timber or coal. They mine the human brain's reward system. And like any resource extraction, it leaves barren land behind, a mental landscape where reading a book or thinking deeply about a problem becomes a form of torture. Sailors in the algorithmic storm. In the attention economy, data is the blood, but the algorithm is the heart. Algorithms are not lifeless lines of code. They are digital predators trained to know you better than you know yourself. Every action you take on social media, how long you pause on a photo, which video you watch twice, what you search for when you feel down is recorded. From that, the algorithm builds a digital avatar of you. It knows your weaknesses, your fears, and what will make you angry. Why is anger important? Because in the world of attention, negativity is pure gold. Studies have shown that content that triggers outrage, conflict, and hatred spreads far faster than positive content. The algorithm doesn't care about truth. It cares about engagement. To keep you longer, it injects you into rabbit holes where extreme information, conspiracy theories, and half-truths keep appearing non-stop. It creates an echo chamber where you only hear opinions that agree with you. Your ego inflates while your understanding narrows. This is a new kind of slavery, cognitive slavery. You think you are freely choosing what you watch, but in reality, you are being herded by a system of servers sitting in Silicon Valley. The algorithm does not serve you. It serves corporate profit goals by turning you into a being that is as predictable and as easily manipulated as possible. The collapse of personal attention capital. In traditional economics, we talk about financial capital and labor capital. In the 21st century, we have attention capital. It is the most important resource for creativity, problem solving, and building lasting value. But tech corporations are carrying out a large-scale seizure of this capital. By splitting your attention into thousands of fragments through constant notifications, they destroy flow state, the condition in which humans perform at their highest level. Try to remember, when was the last time you sat quietly and thought for 30 minutes without touching your phone? For many people, it's impossible. We have become attention disabled. We know many things, but we understand nothing deeply. We have thousands of online friends, yet feel lonelier than ever. This is the dark side of convenience. To get free navigation maps, you trade privacy. To get free social networks, you trade control of your mind. Attention is exploited to the point of exhaustion, leaving modern humans in a constant state of digital burnout. Yet we can't stop because of the fear of missing out, FOMO. This erosion doesn't just harm individuals, it brutally breaks social structure. When attention is commercialized, deep conversations are replaced by short status updates. Multidimensional thinking is replaced by sarcastic memes. We are losing the ability to listen to and understand each other simply because our brains have been programmed to respond only to strong and fast stimulation. The matrix of emotional manipulation. Tech companies don't just exploit your attention, they exploit your emotional system for profit. Have you ever felt sad after scrolling Instagram? That's not accidental. Instagram's algorithm and other image-based platforms are designed to prioritize images of perfection, wealth, and edited beauty. Why? Because when you feel inferior, you tend to consume more to compensate for that lack. Envy is a powerful shopping engine. The advertising industry has married big data to create psychological targeted marketing. They don't advertise a pair of shoes. They advertise a solution to your insecurity. The insecurity that the platform itself helped create. This is a vicious loop. The platform creates emotional instability, pushing you to seek comfort through consumption, or by scrolling even more. Then it collects more data and sells more ads. Then your instability grows again. In this economy, your happiness is a business risk. A happy person, someone satisfied with what they have. Someone who enjoys meditating under a tree is useless to Meta or Google. They need you anxious. They need you craving. They need you outraged, because those emotional states burn the most attention. The nature of power, who controls whom? Let's strip away the tech shell and look at the nature of power. Historically, the powerful owned land or factories. Today, the powerful own the interface. The interface is where you interact with the world. If you see the world through Google's lens, Google controls your reality. If you search for love through Tinder, Tinder controls your emotions. We are shifting from industrial capitalism to surveillance capitalism. In this system, human lived experience becomes free raw material converted into behavioral data. Some of that data is used to improve services, but the rest is used to manufacture prediction products designed to predict and shape your future behavior. Think about how terrifying that is. They don't just know what you will buy. They can influence you to want to buy it at a specific time. They don't just know who you will vote for. They can feed you information that changes your mind while you still believe it was your own thought. Free will is being threatened by deep learning machines. When an algorithm can predict your actions with 90% accuracy, can you still call yourself free? Or are you just a variable in a massive profit equation? The biggest paradox of the attention economy is that it promises connection, but delivers loneliness. Western social media has produced a generation that is lonely in a crowd. We communicate more than ever, but that communication is performative. We don't share our lives. We share the best version of our lives to harvest likes, a fake currency of social approval. This outward attention makes people lose the ability to turn inward. We fear silence the moment we have even one empty second waiting at a red light, standing in an elevator, lining up to buy something. We instantly pull out our phones unconsciously. We are running from ourselves. So why do corporations always need you to fear silence? Because in silence you begin to ask questions. You realize the emptiness of mindless scrolling. You realize you're being used. Silence is the enemy of digital GDP growth. They need you busy. They need you distracted. They need you half awake so they can easily pump information into your brain. Now you can see how the gears of this machine work. You understand how dopamine algorithms and attention inflation are eroding who you are. Now the question is not whether the system can be defeated. The question is whether you choose to escape it. You can't erase Silicon Valley or destroy TikTok servers, but you can become a guerrilla fighter in the war to reclaim your own attention. Freedom in the 21st century is not having more money. It is having control over what happens inside your skull. Here are 3 rules of action to protect your brain's resources. Rule 1. Establish digital sovereignty. Don't let your phone control you. Turn off notifications that are not from real human beings. Change your phone screen to grayscale to reduce dopamine stimulation from color. Remember, a notification is a knock on the door from a stranger trying to steal your time. Don't open the door unconditionally. Rule 2. Build a fortress of focus. Set aside at least 2 hours a day for deep work, working without any electronic devices nearby. Build the habit of reading thick books, writing by hand, or running and walking in the park without carrying your phone. You need to retrain the attention muscle that has deteriorated. Focus is the superpower of the future. Rule 3. Think in terms of an information diet. Just as you don't eat trash, don't feed trash into your brain. Ask before consuming any content. Does this make me smarter? Does this make me kinder? Or is it just stimulating my cheap curiosity? Escape algorithmic rabbit holes by actively seeking diverse, multidimensional information with real depth. This system grows on your distraction. Your clarity is its poison. When you reclaim your attention, you reclaim your life. You will start to see the world as vivid and meaningful as no 4K screen could ever provide. Don't be a battery in the matrix. Be the one who pulls the plug.